והרגין ושקרים ובזוי מבוזה. A person that is ragil, person that normally lies, and is always makes stories up and tells people stories, and nobody wants to believe him. ואין מאמינים לו לשום דבר שהוא אומר. And that's whatever he says, nobody believes him. The Abbot, the Rabbi Natan, says that the brothers of Yosef, when they went to Yaakov Avinu, and they said to him that Yosef HaSadik died, what did they do? They took his shirt and they shechted a goat and put the blood on it and showed it to Yaakov. Said, look, Yosef dead. And he said, this, I believe it. That's my son's shirt. But in the end, Yaakov Avinu found out that they're lying. He didn't believe them. Then the pasuk later on says, "V'yagidu lo lemor od Yosef chai." Then they came to him and said, "Your son Yosef is alive." V'yifko lebo v'kilo emin lahem. Even then, Yaakov didn't believe them. Ad v'yaret agolot, until they brought the agolot, right, the carriages. Then they believed. Yaakov Avinu believed them that Yosef is alive. Why didn't he believe them? Because in the beginning, they lied to him. Once they lied to him, a shakran is always a shakran. Once you are a liar, you stay a liar. Nobody believes you anymore. The second thing that he says, which is very important, unfortunately, a lot of people are nichshal b'zeh, ve'asru chazal afilu l'gnot da'at goy. You are not allowed to mislead people, even a goy. וכתב הרמב"ם, ואפילו מילה אחת של פיתוי ושל גנבת דעת אסור. A person is not allowed to say even one milah, one word of גנבות דעת, זה אסור, אלא שפת אמת. This is Rambam. ואפילו להגזים בסיפור כהגבנו אסור. Even you make a big deal out of it, so you're saying the story is right, but you're making a big deal out of it. Still is אסור. מה שכתוב בגמרא, דיברת על התורה לשון הבאי, היינו במקום שמובן שהכוונה לגוזמה. So a lot of times in the Torah is magzim. Torah makes a big deal out of a story. Like, for instance, Pasuk says, Yarim gedolot uvtzorot v'shamayim. Right? The Torah said that there are big cities and they reach up to the sky. שכולם מביאים שהכוונה חזקים וגבוהים מאוד. Right? ולא בשמיים ממש. There, everybody knows. אבל לרמות שהשני יחשוב שזה אמת אסור. But when you make a big deal out of a story, or you're saying something, you're putting such a big deal to the story that people think that you're really saying the truth. That's asur. That's genevut da'at. The inyan of asur of genevut da'at is basically the translation of genevut da'at means that you're stealing somebody's mind. You are misleading them, right? They think you're saying something, and they think something else. Like Harab Ben Ishchai brings an example. The example he brings is like this. You go to somebody, say, I want you to come to me for Shabbat. You really don't want to invite him for Shabbat. I'm telling him 10 times, would you please come? I want you to come. You're making a story so big that the person that you're inviting, he thinks that you are really serious, but you don't want. And you know he's going to say no. But you're saying it in a way that this person believes you that you really want to invite him. He said that's the case of genevut da'at. You are lying, you are stealing somebody's mind, you are misleading them, and that's mamash asur. According to some poskim, genevut da'at asur d'oraita. Even that's or another example. Let's say you're selling a car. The car is from 1975, right? You paint it and you put a nice window to it or whatever. You look like from 1995. 20 years younger. That's also asur. Because you, when the person comes to buy the car, he looks at the car and thinks, wow, I'm getting a 1995 car. It's really 1975. That's genevut da'at, Rabotai. And a lot of people are nichshal bazeh. A lot of people are not paying attention. They're doing it not because they want to gonev da'at haberiyot. They are not doing it because they want to steal somebody, they want to mislead somebody. They just don't think. They're just doing it because that's the way it is. They think the ulama business, the world of business is like that. You just have to advertise. Advertisement most of the time is gonna that, right? When people do advertisement about something, that's gonna that, and nobody thinks about it. That's mamash asur. Or somebody, Ramosha Feinstein, as a teshuvah, is a very classic teshuvah. He says, if a person sells a liver, what is a good liver? If it's very red, so they soak it into the blood and then they sell it. The liver is old liver, but how somebody looks at it and thinks that is a fresh liver because it's too red. And how did you make it too red? You put inside the blood and you made it red. And you're fooling people. When you fooling people is a shaker. It's genevut that, and that's a person is not allowed to get involved with anything like that. Or a person, let's say Ramosha Feinstein also has a teshuvah, that what about if somebody wants to pass a test? He goes into an exam and he copies the answers from the next guy. That's genevut that. So, or you get a better grades, and some company gives you a job based on your grades, and the grades does not belong to you. You stole the grades. That's again about that. That's stealing. That's a shaker. That's lying. All these examples that the person has to be so careful, because when a person does certain things, it becomes isur. Besides isur of Geneva, is isur of shaker also. There's a teshuvah from Waldenberg, Tzitz Eliezer, that he says it clearly. The isur of Genevudat, besides being a isur d'oraita, the isur of sheker, sheker tirchak, also applies to it. The Gemara says, in Masechet Pesachim, Sholosha HaKadosh Baruch Hu Sonan, 3 people Hashem hates them. One of them is, Amedaber echad b'peh, ve'echad b'lev. When a person says something, but he really doesn't mean it. He says something to you, but really in his heart, it means something else. The Chodesh Baruch Hu hates a person like that. Or the Gemara says that when a person, when he says hen, when he say yes, you have to mean yes. When you say no, you have to mean no. It doesn't mean, not that when you say yes, you really mean no, and when you say no, you really mean yes. That doesn't work. When you say something, that's what you really have to believe. Therefore, tricking and misleading customers. When customers come to your store, or let's say you are an accountant, you are a doctor, you are a plumber, you are a mechanic, whatever you are, you have to mean what you say. When you telling people, this is what I'm selling, this is that, you have to really mean what you're selling is what you're selling. Not what you're selling is something else, and you just painted it and showed them. You made it very nice for them to believe that this is what you are doing. Therefore, that's what is telling us, that the la'agzim basipur is asur. Make a big deal of a story is asur.